Hello and welcome to another episode of Holidays at OMC. Today we're going to examine the old tradition of wassail and caroling. Wassail is a beverage that you would have when you went caroling. It was a very popular pastime in the mid to late 1800s and all the way up to today to sing traditional carols. And often people would go from house to house singing carols, or they would sing carols in the middle of the street. It creates feelings of joy, and these carols are fun to sing. Things like Jingle Bells get your spirit up, and it just brings the joy, and you smile when you say that. Today we're going to make wassail though. Wassail was a traditional beverage that would go along with caroling. Often you would carol in the early evening, and you would want something warm and comforting to warm you up after being outside. Not only that, it was a way of giving thanks and showing hospitality to people that provided entertainment at your doorstep. So today we're going to make the wassail. We're going to make it out of some local ingredients and some fancy ingredients. And it starts with the liquid. Now, the Victorians and people in the 1800s would have most likely used a hard cider. Today, you can use a hard cider, or you can use a sweet cider, or sometimes we even substitute apple juice for our younger members of the family that may not have had a taste for some of the more exotics. So you can take the liquid, we just pour it in our pot here. Pour all this liquid. You want a fair amount of liquid because this is going to be warmed and steeped and enjoyed by many people over a period of time. They would have also included some exotic spices that would have been reminiscent of the season. So I have some here. We have some cloves. Now cloves are a very strong flavor, so you don't need too many. We'll just take like 3 or 4 and put those in. So we'll put those in our pot, and they will provide a lovely aroma and a spicy tone. They would have also found some other exotic spices, and for right here I have some allspice. So you can see these are just little round spices. You can get them in your local grocer, and they would have been readily available at this period of time. They would have been expensive. So one of the reasons why you would have used them in the holidays is to show the prosperity of the family. So we can add some allspice in there. If you had a star anise, you would have thrown that in there. And traditionally, whenever we do this, we always have cinnamon. Now cinnamon, we would have used it as a stick because it is the bark of the tree. So you just snap it and throw the cinnamon in there. And it would be stewed over a warm fire. So you're gonna put it on my stove, and we're going to let it warm up there. Now I'm not done adding things to my wassail. My wassail would have also, if I was really wanting to show off to my neighbors, I could have added some orange slices. Oranges were very expensive. They were available at this time, but you wouldn't have had them on a regular basis. They were something very special, preserved for Christmas, and it would have been a bright note to add to this. So while you were combining all those earthy spices and the warm cider, you would have added the citrus. So I'm just gonna put some citrus in my pot. I'm gonna let it cook. I'm gonna get my trusty wooden spoon, give it a nice stir up, and we're gonna let that cook on the stove. Today, if you wanna make wassail in your homes, I encourage you to make it. You can make it in a crock pot, where you can stew it on the stove. You let it warm up and just get to this nice piping, and it warms you up if you were out caroling. This year, I encourage you to get together with your family and sing carols in the parlor. People didn't have TVs or radios at this period of time, so if you were looking for entertainment, it was entertainment that you created yourself and shared with your family. And caroling was one of those things. Sheet music was readily printed, and many of the popular carols that we sing today have their origins in this time period. So I have warmed this all up. So I'm gonna bring it over here. I'm gonna put it on my wooden board so I don't wreck my table. And I'm going to, you can see it's all nice and steamy now. I'm gonna pour myself a drink. Oh, and it smells just lovely. More than anything, the aroma of this makes you feel like the holidays. And I would give you the traditional toast. The Anglo-Saxon is wassail, which means to your good health. And we would toast our friends and neighbors to their health as the new year dawns in these dark times of the winter. Cheers.